Hey everybody, how you doing today? It is September 23rd, very, very early in the morning, about 5 a.m., but I was up doing a little research and come across a few articles you have to see. We're going to start right here. It's from CNN, and everybody's covering it, okay? It all come out about 12 to, 13 hours ago. It says, Hurricane Paulette is back from the dead as a zombie tropical storm. Are we living in a movie? Because this is just, it's funny to me now. A zombie tropical storm back from the dead. Fear, just pure insanity being pushed every day, and people just are eating it up. It goes on, it says, as if the weather chaos of a record hurricane season wasn't enough, we now have a new thing to worry about. See? More fear. We have to push the fear. The National Weather Service went there and brought up a moniker we haven't heard yet in 2020, zombie tropical storms. The term surfaced in a National Weather Service tweet on Tuesday. It says Paulette formed earlier in September and was one of the 5 active tropical cyclones brewing in the Atlantic Ocean. It was only the second time in history that many storms had existed simultaneously. It says, Hurricane Paulette made landfall in Bermuda as a Category 1 and strengthened to a Category 2 over the island on September 14th, which, that was obviously a targeted area, Bermuda. They hit it back-to-back times. It was crazy, so that area was definitely targeted. It says the storm then lost speed and lost its tropical storm status, downgraded to a post-tropical low-pressure system. The storm, formerly known as Paulette, stewed for 5.5 days. That is until this week. Paulette regained strength and became a tropical storm once more on Monday, according to the National Hurricane Center. Paulette reappears Monday about 300 miles off the coast of the Azores Island. These zombie storms, like Tropical Storm Paulette, are rare, but they have happened before, said CNN meteorologist Brandon Miller. Conditions can become hostile for a tropical storm to maintain its intensity, but if it doesn't dissipate completely, it can revive days later when conditions become more favorable. And with the apocalypse that 2020 has been, this year is prime for these spooky storms. Can you believe the wording in this? I mean, that's what I said. Is this a movie? Are we reading, like what the movie's about? Because that's what this sounds like. It's that ludicrous and insane. It says 2020 is a good candidate to experience a zombie storm because water temperatures are above average over a bulk of the Atlantic Ocean, and obviously we are seeing a record number of storms, which ups the chances one could regenerate. We're going to get back to that too, seeing a record number of storms. We're going to get into that in just a second. Paulette isn't the first storm to return from the dead. I mean, what is going on? The last time this happened was in 2004 with Hurricane Ivan, which did a lot of damage, so there's more psychological warfare. Do you remember what Ivan did? They're shoving it in your head, be ready. If you're wondering why the storm was not renamed Gamma, it's because meteorologists were still able to track the storm's vortex. We've had so many storms this year, we've run out of names and started naming them after the letters in the Greek alphabet. I hear this part, how they say they were able to track the storm's vortex. More like you were able to control it, right, and rebuild it. Here, we'll jump on. This is where I want to go to next, right here, because they say, we've run out of names. That's how bad this is, right? Everybody needs to wake up because we've run out of names. Well, it's really easy to run out of names when the ones that they were naming were so ridiculous. We had so many tiny, tiny storms that never did anything. And this is supposed to be one of the worst years ever. What? Laura was the only one that really had, what they said was bad. They said it was a Category 4, which we know it wasn't. But that was about it. We had, a Cat 2, but nothing. I mean, you're comparing this to one of the worst in history? I mean, come on, right? It says 3 storm systems named in the Atlantic on Friday using the last name they had in the list, so they had to start using the Greek alphabet, So right here, this is back on the 18th, so they started using, alpha and beta, and here we go. It's just all fear. This is all pushing climate change. This is all pushing where you need to, listen to them, do whatever you can, because climate change is taking down the world. You know, and then look at this too. This shows that Beta is the ninth storm to make landfall in the U.S. this year, tying a century-old record. Well, like I said, you can have all these. Look at all these ones hitting. These things were. It was crazy. These were not all like a normal hurricane season. Isaias, or Isaias, whatever you want to say, it did not do what it should have done. None of them did. I'm not even going to keep going through them. We watched how controlled they were. 95% of them just dumped massive amounts of rain, and you had a few that had some stronger winds, but this was not anything severe. This was not a strong year. At least I don't think so. What do you all think? Yeah, they're killing us with all these storms over and over again, but they're not killing us with the storms. They're killing us with all the restrictions and evacuations and everything else that they're forcing you to do because of these storms. And look at this. This year has seen more U.S. landfalls than the historic 2005 season that had 7. Yeah, see how they've been comparing it to 2005? When you had Rita and you had Katrina, and they've been saying that over and over again. It's just fear, fear, fear. And look, I have something highlighted right here I want you to see, because this just kind of shows what they're doing right here. In the past 30 years, the U.S. has seen at least one tropical cyclone make landfall in October and November. If recent history is any guide, every year since 2016 has had at least one storm make U.S. landfall during this time. Think about what they're saying here. They are prepping you. There is going to be another storm. We remember Michael hit in October. And they're saying, oh, this can go all the way to October and November. And what pops up to me here is the October, the November, how they state that here. What have we been talking about this fall, right? You have the election, right? So you hit they have like a Michael-like event because it was a weapon. You set something off like that right around, the end of October, early November. Only God knows how bad they could use that false flag, right? We've all been kind of waiting for a pretty big false flag. And when you see stuff like this, you just have to be aware that might be it. That might be a way that they do that, They've been prepping us that 2005 year was, this is worse than that. We're going to say, with Katrina over and over again. So, it's like they're trying to set up a Katrina-like storm event, So we just have to pay attention. We're going to end this here. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you all have a good day today. And everybody just keep praying. There is a lot going on right now. And, they're getting really close with this, push for the vax. We know they've already had whatever poison that they want. But they're talking how it's almost approved, almost ready. So this all falls in with Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and then the megacities 2050. I mean, it's a plan that's been laid out from the beginning. All you have to do is go and research it. We'll talk to you all real soon. God bless.